Hey guys, welcome back. This is an emergency real estate uncensored. We had to come live. Matt and I and Gene decided we were not going to do a show today, but you know what? I talked to my friend Nikki, and she came out hard and heavy, and she wanted to bring a massive message to everybody. She's a young, incredibly talented agent, and she is going to drop some knowledge on you guys. And so I really, really, really wanted to introduce you to her, Miss Nikki Alapur is in the house.
Yes,
How are you?
I am so good. I am so happy to be here. Thank you for having me live with you today.
Dude,
It is an honor to be with you, my friend.
it's going to be a great show. We're going to be talking about some incredible stuff. We're going to talk about being a new agent, how to be successful. We're talking about 2020, some weird ass shit that's going on in our world, and kind of like how you crushed it, how other agents are crushing it in the world. And so, first off, I want everybody to get to know you. So, who are you? Where are you from? What are you doing? How are you doing it? And why the fuck are we on this show together right now?
Yes, I am. My name is Nikki Alapur. I am in Portland, Oregon. I work in the Portland metro area. I became an agent about 3 years ago, and I was just really tired of working my 9 to 5 job, or not being on my own schedule, not being happy with my pay, and I decided to change my career, and I'm happier than I've ever been. So, following you and following Real Estate Uncensored, McDaniel, it really helped me in my real estate career. I know there's a lot of people who are following me now, like real estate agents who are new to the business, and I'm happy to give them some tips, some things like how to help with their business and get more clients and become successful.
So walk me through, Nikki, on this one. So we're talking about how to be, as a new agent, how do you start? Where do you start? Leads and everything else. Now, I know you had a little bit of a helping hand when you first got into the business with an individual that you're still working with. But I mean, as a young female in the business who's crushing skulls, I mean, what are you doing to get the leads that's building business for you?
So my leads have been coming from a few different ways, but when I first started in the business, I didn't have any clients. I didn't know where to go. So I was actively searching for clients, and I was cold calling, I was door knocking, and I was reaching out to everybody in my sphere to let them know that, hey, I'm in the business and I have a lot of value to add. Here's what I can do to benefit you. So I was actively searching for clients, and I was able to do that. I learned how to do that by following a lot of the things that you said and following a lot of educating myself, And
Mm-hmm.
so by actively going out there and searching for my clients is how I got them. And thankfully, I've had a lot of referrals along the way too. So I would say cold calling, door knocking, referrals, and my own sphere.
So your sphere, let's walk down that a little bit. I mean, because what you do is actually incredible. And I've been following your business and your growth and everything else. And I think the way that your pattern is going is tremendous. Your sphere of influence, how are you connecting with them on a consistent basis?
So I try to connect with my friends as much as I possibly can, person to person, but um, those who I haven't seen for quite a long time, and especially with 2020, things have changed with COVID. People are not hanging out as much these days.
Mm.
I've been utilizing social media a lot. So I reach out to my sphere on Facebook. I send them a private message and I let them know, hey, I'm here to help you guys. Is there any way I can help you? Or just so you know, this is what I can do for you whenever you're ready. And but yeah, Facebook, Instagram, staying connected with people through social media. That's helped a lot.
Right. So I have a good friend of mine, Stevie Hahn, out of Jacksonville, Florida, and
Yeah.
she's done the same thing that you're doing, and she has seen a significant increase in her business by using social media. So when it comes to social media, what are you doing on there that's helping you grow your visibility?
What a lot of people don't know what we're doing on a day-to-day basis unless we let them know what we're doing. And so I try to put my work on social media so that people know. I've been posting some properties on there to let them know what the monthly cost will be every month. I go out of my way to message them and just reach out to say, hey, whenever you're ready to go from renting to buying a house, I'm ready to help you with that. Or my message changes periodically, but I just try to reach out to connect. You know what I'm saying? There's not I just want to reach out to say hi and connect and say, how can I be of help?
And that's the reason why I'm asking the question, is because as a new agent and you're trying to get leads and you're trying to find stuff, a lot of us, we put way too much work and emphasis into being perfect. You and I
Yeah.
had this conversation earlier today about different things. And, when it comes down to being perfect, the new perfect is imperfect. So if you, I mean, like, I'm in a baseball hat with,
Yeah.
crazy hair.
Yeah.
And do you want to know what I did? 5 minutes before you and I went live,
Tell me.
I listed another $2 million property with a guy because I sat down and had lunch with a guy and drank a beer, and we talked about trucks and politics and this, that, and another thing, and I was perfectly imperfect.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to emphasize with you, is that is that something you're gonna kind of work on in your business, is being perfectly imperfect, or you want to be perfect, and is that the clientele you're trying to attract? Because a lot of the agents, when they're working on this whole thing, right, they're like, oh my god, like, I have to have my scripts down,
Yeah.
I have to have my look down, I have to have this down, yada yada. And look, I fucking tried it, man. I fucking did it.
Yeah.
And it was the most uncomfortable thing on God's green earth.
Yeah.
So would you rather be perfect or imperfect?
Definitely imperfect. And I would say I'm definitely, that's where I'm at now. I don't know, when I'm putting myself out there on social media, I don't know I'm not using any kind of script. I don't have a specific plan of how I'm going about it. I'm just trying to add some value however I can, and throw little tips out there. When I first started, and when I first started, it took me a little while to just go into it and make my first cold call and do that first door knocking, because I want to have that perfect script. Like, hey, how do I prepare myself for going out there? And there's no way to prepare yourself. There's no way to get perfect. You just fucking go out there and you just do it. And so I learned to just pull the trigger and do it. Every time I've done that, it's benefited me in many ways. And I know a lot of agents who are out there, new agents or those who are not doing very much business, they're worried about having the perfect way or doing things a certain way. And
sure.
My biggest tip for them can be just fucking go for it.
So let me ask you a question. As a newer agent, not new, but newer.
Newer, yeah.
As a young lady, when you went out there and you started to do your scripts and everything else, what was that one script that you kind of latched onto, that was familiar, that you could hold on to, and you're like, okay, I'm comfortable with this? What was that?
So I didn't really follow a script word by word. I just got comfortable with the idea. For example, new listed properties or just recently sold properties. I would go around the new list, whether it was mine or somebody else's, and I would actually, they were my new list properties. I would go and I would invite them to open houses. And I got that tip from you, right before your new listing, go out and then invite the neighbors to the open house. Right. And, just introduce yourself. So invite them, and I would start the conversation by inviting them. And a lot of people would say, here's a no solicit. Not a lot of people. Some people would say, here's a no soliciting sign. But I was like, hey, I'm just here to invite you to the open house tomorrow. We're going to have some cookies and whatnot. So I would invite them to the open house and make a connection that way. And I was really comfortable with that. I got quite a few clients doing that too. So got me a few closes.
The funny thing about the whole non-soliciting thing is that I am dyslexic, and everybody knows this, and I'm not ashamed about this. And so when people would come up and be like, what, you can't fucking read the sign that says no soliciting? And I'd be like, sorry, sir, I'm dyslexic. And they would be like,
I actually can't read it.
Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry for being a jerk.
Yeah.
And it really does work. I mean, if you're just bold and you're aggressive and you just literally give zero fucks in regards to how you're going to generate your leads. So let's talk about COVID and kind of where you're going. Are you going more video? We have a comment from Dean on TikTok. Only your fans. I think that's more of like a porn thing. But I mean, TikTok is generating a crap ton of stuff from a good friend of mine. If you want to go follow her, it's Color My Credit. It's Alyssa. She is absolutely amazing. She has over almost 390,000 fans, 360,000 fans. Think about those numbers. 360,000 people are following her
And
on
she's a
TikTok.
real estate agent?
No, she talks about loans. So imagine what you could do on there.
Right. Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about where you're going to be going in 2021. We're finally going to leave shit stain of 2020 behind us, and we're going to move into 2021. But I mean, what's a plan of yours to kind of generate business in the new way that we do business? I mean, in the last 12 months.
So I'm thinking about, so as far as 2021 goes, you've been telling me to do videos for quite a few. Okay, literally for years now. It took me some time. I think a lot of people can relate. It's uncomfortable, okay? And I finally got over that uncomfortable feeling, and I'm thinking more like, who gives a shit? I'm just gonna go with it. I know, but it took me some time. But hey, I got there. Okay. Moving forward, I'm working on doing more videos to be more connected, because I know I connect more with people who I am able to see here. That's how I was connected to you and a lot of my other mentors and just people in general. We just like to watch people,
You're such a voyeur. You're such a voyeur.
Let's keep this professional, okay?
Didn't go there.
Okay, my bad.
So when it comes to videos, what platforms do you want to emphasize for yourself? Is it Facebook? Is it LinkedIn? Is it Instagram? Is it TikTok? I mean, where do you want to focus? Where do you feel the most comfortable as a newer agent to?
So I guess I could ask you, would you say that? So I mean, I have a question for you. Would you say that would you say that? So my first thought was, it's best to utilize all platforms, but would you say that it's best to focus on one platform than the other?
Well, that's a double-edged sword question. And so here's my answer on this one. I would say use every platform that you feel comfortable and double down on everything that you do. So one of the things that I'm going to be doing in 2021, and I'm building building my kind of content for the next several months, if not a year, is that I'm going to take, and I do use this. So like I do Instagram, I do an Instagram story, and then I take that and I put it on my Facebook story, because they're two totally different audiences. Now, if you want to get really weird about this, I would go hard in the paint in regards to video. I'm going to be doing a video with my good friend Bernice Ross. She and I do videos and articles for Inman News every single week. And she's awesome, dude.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know who Bernice Ross is, follow her.
Oh, dude, she's an OG of OGs. Like, this chick
has a lot of value to add to people's, a lot of value, a lot of good information.
She has a guy named Anton that we're going to be bringing on to our show, and she said that he makes some of the other people we've interviewed when it comes to video like amateurs, like 2-year-olds. Like the stuff he's doing is like next level generation. I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait. Here's the thing. I've done video for a long period of time. I get a ton of phone calls and emails and DMs and friend requests and everything else from it. And this stuff works when you're not working. Like when I started in the business, I did door knocking and cold calls. It only worked when you worked, right?
Yes.
So Nikki, you have an incredibly good personality, guys. If you haven't heard her, she's got one of these laughs that will make you want to stick around, because her laugh is so infectious. And that's gonna be one of the things that's gonna make people fall in love with her and want to do business with her, because they're gonna relate with her. Every one of you has something that you can have a relatable aspect with another human being where they want to call you and do business. So that's my answer to your question. That was an incredibly long answer to your super short question. My apologies.
I like it. So pretty much utilize all platforms in its own way. So every platform has their own audience. And so pretty much one video can be used on different platforms, but in different ways, essentially.
Yes, 100%. We can, and this is where the evil bald ninja comes in, and he
Oh
apologized.
yeah,
He's out and about doing stuff. He wanted to be here, but he can't be here.
Gene
Um,
Volpe.
the Gene Volpe, the Volpinator, GBI Media, and he can take a 30-minute to a 60-minute video reel, and he can chop it up with his team and then put it out on all the different networks and all the different and, social media platforms, and he can use that for up to a year and make you look like you just never stop. I mean, you use Jake Wolf with Clever Leads, Clever with a K. He and Gene is in charge of all the social media on the back ends of Clever. You put these two crazy fools together, and now we got a powerhouse of being able to communicate with folks. If we can't do door knock, if we can't go out there and meet people face to face, this is a powerful opportunity to leverage the media you're going to put out. So, Nikki, here's a question for you.
Yeah.
What is your next video that you're going to put out there?
The next video after this one?
Yeah, after this one, yes.
I'm actually really excited for it. So I will be interviewing this guy named Vernell Watts, and he is an owner of a credit improvement company, and he started at a really young age. His story is really fascinating. I expect you to be tuning in 6 p.m. Pacific Central Time. Yeah, he's incredible. He has a lot of value to add to people's lives too. Some really wonderful tips on improving your credit score. I actually really want people to hear his story too, from how he got to, working with a credit repair company and then starting his own business and the way he runs his business too. So yeah, that's the video I'll be putting out. I'm looking forward to doing interviews with people that will help add value to other people's lives. The way I learned was by watching other people. Like, you interview a lot of people who they're individuals who are worth listening to. Is it Bandito?
No, I saw something move, and it ended up being my fan. So
yeah, your fan is moving.
Yeah, my fan.
Yeah. So that'll be my next video with Vernell Watts.
Okay. Now, something that a lot of people don't know about you is that you have a dog. What's your dog's name?
Milo.
Milo
is a very good boy.
So this is another thing, guys, is that when you start developing into your own self and you start becoming comfortable in your own skin, like Nikki has become, like Stevie has become, like my a couple of my other friends, who are all just kind of like grown into their own skin, just going like, oh my god, like I don't look like a total hag on camera, like I'm pretty freaking awesome, like this could work. Start showing your life. So when you go for walks with Milo, where do you go with him?
Well, I'll take him to like wherever I go hiking or just around the neighborhood. Anytime I'm outside, he's with me.
and people come up and talk to you, right?
Yeah.
They're like, oh my god, like such a cute pop, right?
Yeah.
So have you ever had the opportunity or thought to just engage with them and say, hey guys, if my name's Nikki, I'm here with ABC Real Estate, and you know what, I would, if you have any questions, Milo and I would love to answer them for you.
Yeah. No, I haven't done that. I mean, I have, just not every time when I'm walking with my dog. I would bring that up if I, when I felt like it was right to do that in certain situations, but not super often. But okay.
So there's a company actually, I think up near you, called allthingsrealestate.com.
Yes.
I love, she's a dear friend of mine that owns it. And they have little doggy vest things that you can put on your doggos when you're walking them. And now they're walking billboards. And it's a conversation starter. So you have a cute little doggo, you have they're wearing a little sweater or whatever else, and then they're like, oh my god, such a cute pup, pet, what breed is he? Blah blah blah. Okay, cool. Wait, you do real estate? Yes, I do.
True.
I'm actually a real estate.
Pet a dog when a dog is walking by. I mean, I pet every dog that walks by, and if you don't, you're weird.
I do the same thing.
Oh, yeah. Who's that, Puppy?
It's a friend of mine's dog.
Really?
And they sent it to me, yeah. And it's just one of those things for 2020 as a new ager, or 2021 when we come into it. It's thinking out of the box. Like, you are uniquely gifted in thinking outside of the box, and I love.
Thank you, McDaniel.
when we have thoughts about this thing. When you got into the business, what was your one of your like first things you're like, that's a little bit different. Maybe I should do blah. What was that thing?
Send out cards.
And tell me a little bit about how much you crushed it with send out cards, because I love this story.
Are you talking about the story where you got a notification that I was misusing send out cards?
I am, and I just got the same notification.
What were you doing? Yeah, send out cards. I was actually just about to tell you, send out cards would probably be really great to use, especially now that we're, some people are a bit hesitant to do face-to-face contact with others. The send out cards would be a good way to send that. I mean, no matter when you use it, it'll be great because it sends that personalized note to people. Right. I thought, I've sent out some cards with family photos to friends and Christmas photos, birthday photos, and that was really helpful. Yeah, when I first did send out cards, I was sending out, okay, now I understand why it was not okay, but I was sending out. My brother, he was saying, he's like, I don't know, this doesn't sound like, I'm not sure if they would make a lot of money doing that. I was writing out to a whole neighborhood. So I would just, get the whole address, like a list of addresses, and I would send out a letter. I think it was for, I can't remember exactly what the letter said at this point, honestly, but send out cards told me that I shouldn't be sending out that many cards. I didn't realize I was supposed to be sending out a limited amount. It says unlimited.
Well, it says unlimited. It's supposed to be like personalized cards. Like, this is the first send out card I ever received, and don't laugh, every one of you. That's what I got. That was my. I got, and for you guys listening, it's a photo of me, my big shiny face with the sports coat on, with my headphones on, and it scared the crap out of me because it was so personalized.
I was just about to say, what was the first feeling that you got when you got that in the mail?
Scared as shit.
Okay, so that's how I felt when you told us to send pictures of houses. Continue.
Right. And so the thing is, I think what you're talking about here is being hyper personal in everything that you do. You can send Facebook messages, you can send LinkedIn messages, you can send out cards, you can send you can do phone calls, you can do FaceTimes, you can do everything everyone is not doing. My grandfather, I used to go deer hunting, and a lot of you, if you don't like that, fuck you, I don't care. It's something I used to do. I don't do it anymore because I love deer. And
listen, my followers are from Portland, Oregon. You better watch out. Just kidding.
Okay, cool. Then they're all gonna hate me.
Just messing with you.
But I mean, so I was hunting with my grandfather one morning, and I said, Grandpa, how do you see the deer in the trees and in the weeds and the grass and the brush? And he said very simply, Greg, look for what doesn't belong. And so I've always thought about that when it comes to marketing and business. And I think about what do you not see? What are people not doing? Fill the gap. Do the different thing that people are afraid to do, and you'll flourish. Like Nikki, you're killing it in real estate, and you're doing things that are a little bit different, are you not?
I would hope so. I'm trying.
Well,
yeah, I'm trying.
Okay. Well, I think she's being very modest, and I hit her with that, and she didn't know what to do with that. That's okay. Let's do this.
Yeah.
We're gonna wrap it up here in about 8 minutes, but I want to talk about something really quickly before we leave. As a young lady doing the business, and this is not an easy business, and it got even harder with COVID and without the ability to network and everything else face to face. What would be the first 3 to 5 things that you would tell any male or female who are newer in the business or reinventing themselves in the business to go out and go do in the coming year?
Yeah, so a few tips that I would give any male or female new agents, you said?
Just a tip, yes.
Just some tips, okay.
And you went muted. Nikki, you went muted.
Am I muted? Hi, I'm
There
back.
you are. You're back. You're back.
Hello.
You're back.
I had to ignore a call. I'm sorry about that.
Ah,
Yeah.
they
So,
should know you're doing a podcast. Gosh.
yeah. So for those agents who are trying to, you know, boost their business, and for those who are new, I would say just don't be afraid. Go out there and put yourself out there. So whether it's through video or whether it's like cold calling, or I mean, people are scared to door knock these days, honestly, and maybe a lot of people would suggest against it. But if you have nothing in the pipeline and you have no idea where to go, whether it's real estate or another business, you know, don't be afraid. Like, it just, you can get creative, and there's so many resources out there. So you have to be resourceful. And if you put your mind to something, then you can achieve it, but you have to want it bad enough. And for me, when I didn't have any business, I would try to figure out, you know, at first I would go to multiple different avenues, but then you find one way and you master it and just go 100 miles with it. And then when you do that well, move on to the next technique, you know? So that's an advice that I would have to give to others, and just be relentless and fearless is what I would say.
Okay. So what you're basically saying is be a little bit weird, do something you've never done before, and don't apologize if you're not great on camera right now. Like we talked about, I kicked you squarely in the taint several times about doing video, but you wouldn't do it. You finally started doing it, which is working out very, very well for you. You know, do the things that scare you the most, guys. There's a great book called Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. And what it talks about is doing when it talks about eating that frog, it talks about doing the thing that scares you the most at the very beginning of the day, so the rest of your day is easy as pie.
Yeah.
This business is going to get even weirder than it already is. And don't be afraid to do things that scare you, because that's the stuff that's the most powerful. That's the stuff that's going to bring you the most amount of money. Nikki has stepped forward into her future doing the things that scared her, and I've interviewed other people doing the same thing. And that's why I love bringing them on the show, because I love the testimonials of these incredible humans that are just saying like basically a giant fuck you motherfucker to the world, and I'm going to do whatever it takes. And I encourage every one of you to do it, because this incredible, beautiful, powerful young woman right here on this screen with me has done it.
Thank you.
And you guys can do it too. So, Nikki, closing. What would be your one takeaway for people to go take action on today, if there's one thing?
Okay, so if you're a real estate agent, or you're wanting to become one, or business person, anyone who's wanting to better themselves and their business, if they have a business, follow McDaniel, follow Real Estate Uncensored. I followed you before I got my real estate license, and I have been putting a lot of your tips into action, and it's gotten me to where I'm at today. And the people that you interview, you have a lot of value to add to people's lives. And if people see the content that you have out there, it's insane. And a part of you knows that too. I think every part of you knows that too. So for those of you who are watching, go and follow Real Estate Uncensored. Follow McDaniel. We'll put his information on here too, for those who are on my page. And,
for the guys,
just follow his Facebook. Yeah.
My name actually Greg McDaniel, not McDaniel. Right. But
Greg McDaniel. I'm sorry. I just called you. I got a little comfortable. McDaniel, the one and only.
All right, so there's your takeaway, guys. So what Nikki is saying is go out there and find a mentor. If it's me, great. If it's not me, that's totally fine. No problem. I still love you. You know, we're all humans. We all kind of resonate with different people. Not a big deal. But never stop being a student of your profession. Be a professional. Learn podcasts, seminars, online learning facilities, books, whatever it is. Learn, grow, ask questions. I mean, the reason why she and I are on the call right now is because she reached out to me a number of years ago, and we built friends. She and I have become friends, and she's such a kind young woman that she sent me a 4-stack of these coasters with my Real Estate Uncensored brand on them, and I use these things literally every day.
Good.
And it endeared me to her because she had such a good heart and has such a good heart. And that's the thing, that when you go out and you talk to the people you're going to be working with, look for what would bring value to their lives. And you will impact them on a level you can never understand. Okay.
Yeah. I think coming from a place of value is so important. A lot of people go into it thinking, how do I make money and how do I close that commission, whether it's with real estate or other businesses. But when we come from a place of value and how to add benefit to someone else's life, it just changes everything.
Everything. Now, where can they find you, my friend?
Well, find me on Facebook, on Instagram. My name is Nikki Alapur. We'll have it typed out on Instagram. My name is Nikki_Realtor. And yeah, you guys add me, follow me. Let's get connected. And for those of you who are not following McDaniel, follow him for my followers. And thanks for watching with us today, you guys. Thank you, McDaniel, for having me. It's been an honor being here with you today.
It has been a distinct pleasure, because I think a lot of people, including myself, love to hear success stories, love to hear people that are up and coming, that are really doing good things. They're doing it the right way. And you know what? If you guys have questions for her, get a hold of her. Her information is here on the screen. If you guys can't see it, remember, Nikki Alapur, AIALIPOOR. I'm dyslexic. Fuck off. And you guys can have a blast having a conversation with her, or just going to go list a house with her or something like that. So
let's just talk. Let's just connect.
There we go. That's as simple as that. All right, guys. Get a hold of her there. If you guys have any questions for me in regards to EXP, realty, kind of the stuff that we're building over there, I have some serious assassins I'm working with on 3 different continents that we are doing amazingly powerful things. We're going to build, we're not building the biggest downline. We're going to build the most profitable downline. And I have people that can help you do it on every aspect if you want to do it, as long as you join with me and my team. Guys, I'm not fucking around. Like, I'm really serious about this. If you want to work from home, pay $85 a month, and that's it. Never have to sell a house. But if you want to recruit or whatever else, I got your back, homies. So, Nikki, since I don't have anyone in my co-pilot seat with me, I need you to do the honors of picking the color of the bow tie that we're going to put on this show.
Oh, purple.
Okay, there it is, guys. Bam. Right out of the gate, and didn't even hesitate on that.
No doubt. Purple. That'll look nice.
All right, guys, there it is. That's our show. We have a purple bow tie post-Thanksgiving show 2020. We love you. We appreciate you. We cannot do this show without you, so please go to any place that you guys listen to podcasts. Give us a 5-star, not a 2-star review. Mention Nikki if you appreciated and liked what she had to say on the show today, because it's going to help the algorithm get it out to more folks so that we can be more visible. I love you to pieces. I am humbled and honored by all the comments and DMs and friend requests and comments and everything else that I get. You guys are absolutely incredible. But until next time, peace out.